Hello guys, welcome back to Silent Studios once again. This is your man Gid K, and in today's video I want to show you guys how to do high-end skin retouching in Photoshop. So without talking much, let's jump right into the video and I'll walk you guys throughout. So you could see this image right here in my Photoshop. It has a lot of blemishes. So firstly, my image has already been cropped to the Instagram size, which is a 4x5 up here. Yes, so it can be ready for Instagram. Alright, so now you quickly move to blemish removal. So what you have to do when you're about to do your blemish removal, you have to duplicate your background layer. So in case you do a mistake, you can come back and then do everything all over. So in removing blemishes, we have different types of doing that. You can use the spot healing brush and then the healing brush tool. You can also use the patch tool and also the clone stamp tool as well. So each one that works for you perfectly, you can do that. The main goal is to take out the blemishes from the image or from our subject's face. So what works for me is the spot healing brush tool, because it works faster and it's time convenient as well. We don't want to waste much time on doing that, so I'll go for this. Yes, everyone has their own style of doing it, but I'll go for the spot healing brush too. So let's increase on the size. You can do that with your bracket keys on your keyboard, and then you make sure your hardness is 100%. You can reduce it if you think the effect is too much, because after doing the spot healing effect, it leaves some hardness around your spots whereby you take out the blemishes. Yes, it doesn't happen always, but I keep mine at 100%. So let's proceed with taking off the blemishes. I would love to quickly speed up this section so we won't waste much of your time. So you meet me when I'm done. So yeah, I'm done with the blemish removal, and you can also take your time to take off the hair particles around the main hair. Should I even say particles, or the takeaways from the hair? Yes, but since it's an outdoor image, I think everything has to look natural. Yes, so you can choose to leave it that way, or you can take your time to shape it. It's going to take a lot of time, and I don't want to waste your time as well. So I think we are done. Maybe you can cross check and do a little bit more. Okay, we are through. So when taking out blemishes, you don't have to only focus on the skin. You can also look for stuff in the hair whereby they are not supposed to be there, you understand? Yeah. So the reason why for me speeding the aspect is, I guess blemish removal is an easy step whereby at a beginner level you can do it, so I don't waste your time too as well. So now you move to high-end skin retouching, and you are going to use the frequency separation method. Yes, so I have an action for that, which I'll place the link in the description and you can purchase it. It's very affordable. This is my action pack. It's a lot and super packed. Yes, so if you want to get this action and follow along, the link is in my description and you can purchase it. I'm also running a promo, which is I'm giving a 20% discount on all products on my digital store, so go check it out and have fun. So we are going to use the as 8-bit action because my image is an 8-bit image. So what you are going to do is we are going to give it a single click, and everything is going to be done for us in an easy way. So we give it a single click, and then we wait for it to load, and then a pop-up menu will come asking for our Gaussian blur radius. And for this image, I want to retain textures in my image. Yes, I don't want everything to be blurred out, so I'm going to use a higher Gaussian blur radius, which I think 7 will work for me. Yes, so I'm using 7 for this image, and then I just click OK, and then we wait for the process to be done. Yes, so for the brush, we have to use the mixer brush for our retouching. Yes, so this is my brush settings. My wet is on 30, load is on 30, mix is on 30, flow is also on 30, and then my brush control is on 0 because I want my brush stroke to follow my instructions. But if you are afraid or you are not too good in using your brush, you can set it to about 20 or 50. Yes, I think 50 will work because it won't follow your direction completely. And also my sample or layers is also checked because I'm going to retouch on an empty layer. Yes, you can choose to retouch on your low layer, but for some reasons I choose the empty layer, which is named the color correction optional. It's optional, you can choose not to do that. Yes, and also I have a black and white layer here, whereby if you want to know your highlights and your shadows, where to brush so you don't mix up everything. All right, so before you go into your brushing, make sure you are choosing the clean brush. Yes, and then I think we are ready to do our retouching. So you have to turn off the high frequency layer, which is the FS high. Just turn it off, and then you can proceed in retouching. So when retouching, along the process, you have to be increasing and decreasing your brush size. You can do that easily with your bracket keys, so you can do it faster. All right, let me quickly clear my history so it doesn't slow down my system. All right, so now let's proceed. So with the brushing, you have to brush gently. You have to know where your highlights are and where your shadows are. So we are beginning. So you brush according to how the skin is. Don't just brush anyhow. And for me, when I'm brushing, I want to mix the separation between the hair and then the skin. Yes, I want to mix them so the transition can look smooth. Yes, so you can choose to increase or make the brush bigger when you are working on the forehead, since where there's the light is natural. Yes, for this image I didn't use a flash, everything is natural light too. You could see the difference. Yeah, so I think this mixer brush settings is good because it doesn't give you much of the effect. It makes your retouching look natural. Yes, and that works for me. So if you think you want to gain the kind of results I have, you can also do that. You can also copy my mixer brush settings. Yeah. And then you can check the result between your previous mixer brush settings and mine. So take our time and then brush here so we don't mess it up. Yes, because there are blacks in there. So when brushing, you can turn on your high so you know what you are doing. If there's a mistake, you can restart it. So this is before and after. We've come a long way. So let's continue. So we continue brushing. Make sure brushing is perfect. And secondly, if you want to know where you've brushed and where you've not, you can hold on your Alt and click on the eye icon on your empty layer, and then you see what you've done. So this is what we've done throughout. So you click on it again to get your process back, then you continue brushing. So I can see the brush has passed through everything out here. So we come to above the nose. Make sure you brush gently so you don't mix up everything. The moment you mix up everything, the structure of the face becomes different. Yes. So take our time. Brush shadows separately, highlights separately. Yes. So that is it. We continue brushing till we are done. Okay. So when brushing, as I said earlier, you have to brush your shadows separately, then your highlights also separately. Yes. So you brush beneath the eye. Every part of the image should be retouched. Yes. You can also choose where you can leave some pattern. It depends on what you want to achieve. Yes. So you see, I'm retouching the ear. I don't want it to be left out. Yes. The arms behind her ear too. So you could see I'm increasing and decreasing my brush size. Yes. Because I want a perfect retouching. Yes. So we take our time and then we do that. So in this tutorial, I'll be showing guys how to skin tone match your image, how to do dodge and bend as well. Yes. So this is it. And I'm going to make it in parts. Yes. So I don't make this video too long. Yes. So let's continue. So this tutorial will be in only 3 parts. Yes. So one will be the retouching, which is this one, and the other will be on skin tone matching, and then the other one will be on dodge and bend, eye and teeth whitening, and then our final color grading. Yes. So everyone can understand and then be an expert in retouching or in this photo editing work. Yes. And please don't forget to share this video as well if you find it helpful, and also like it as well. Yes, because when you like it, YouTube will know this is a good video, which you and I know it is. So please help me push it. Yes. So even if you can't share it, just give me a like on this video and I'll appreciate that too as well. Yes. I want to get a target before I start doing giveaway, and on my giveaway I'll be giving out free digital products. Yeah, so let's all hit up to the targets and then we will catch up at the top. Yes. So brush. So we are back on the layer, and then we press on Alt and then click and see what we've done so far. So this is what we've done. So I can come back here. The layer is telling me this place has not been touched. Yes. So I'm back there, then I do everything. So you see, that's one of the advantage of retouching on an empty layer. Yes. Imagine if we were to be retouching on the low layer. You can't do that because it's an image, it's a full image on its own. Yes. So you just do what you do, and then you are going to notice some parts were not retouched in the image. Yes. You might be retouching, but you won't know this place has been touched or this place has not been touched. Yes, so retouch some parts of the lips below and then upper, just to blend the transition between the mouth and then the skin. Yes, so we come to the neck, brush it. Since it has one color, they are all shadows, but you have to be careful when doing that too. So, and you can see we are approaching the highlights and then the midtones. So we brush carefully, the little armpit here. We brush down one too. You have to take your time. Don't rush. Yes, if you want to get an amazing result, you have to take your time and do that. All right. Okay, so we are back here. Quickly do that. We'll move up to the arm and also retouch the arm as well. So everything has to look smooth, but you still find textures in it. With this, the arm is blurred out, but you still have to retouch it because it can be seen in the image too as well, and it's part of the skin. And we are doing skin retouching, so probably we'll have to retouch that one too as well. So when you want to gain nice retouching strokes, you can use your rotation to do that, and you can press R on your keyboard and then just rotate it how you like it, so you can brush perfectly. Yes, so you don't have to turn your neck, and you are going to have a neck pain, which is very bad. So you just have to rotate the image rather, and then your head has to be in the same position, and then do what you do best. Yes, so you can see I'm brushing shadows separately, highlights separately, and midtones too separately. Yes, there's a reason to every process or everything you do in retouching. Yes, we sometimes break the rules because of a result you want to achieve, but it should be around the principles of doing what you are doing. Yes, breaking the rules doesn't have to be that serious, you understand? Else you go off bar and your work will be, I wouldn't say your work won't be nice, but it's going to look very, very terrible. Yes, you have to put the truth to you. Okay, I'm actually having a conversation with you guys because watching this alone can feel boring. Yes, so a little chit chat won't change anything. Okay, so now we are done. We'll go back to our R and then reset the view to how it was earlier. Yes, so now we turn on the high FS and then we've seen what we've done. So this is the before and after. Before and after. This is what we've done throughout. Yes, so right now we are done brushing. We are left with one thing, and then we are through with our high-end skin retouching. So we'll have to soften out our strokes. Not everyone does this, but this is what works for me. I feel, or I know that using the brush leaves strokes on the skin. Yes, you could say this part as well. So we are going to use the lasso to soften out those strokes and even out our brushing. So I select my lasso tool here, and then I make sure the feathering mode or the feather mode is on 22. You can choose any figure, but it doesn't have to look sharp. Yes, especially when doing something like this and you use your blade, your Gaussian blade, you are going to notice the edges are too sharp. But when your feather is out from 0, let me say 10, 15 upwards, you're going to have a very soft edges and the transition will be smooth. So 22 works for me, and I recommend that to you guys. So you start with the forehead and make sure you don't select close to any part where you don't want it to be in the image. So you see I'm dodging the eyebrow and then the hair. We'll do these two separately. So for this one, let me add the selection. When you are done selecting the area you want to apply the Gaussian blur, move to filter, go to blur, Gaussian blur. Yes, and with this, sometimes you have to calculate or times the figure you used earlier on by 3, or you can choose to use your own technique. So for me, when I want to retain more textures, I take the blur radius up, as I said earlier. So with this, if you have to times it by 3, it's going to be 21, but I'm going to do my own thing. I'm adding a little figure to it, so 25 works for me for this image. Yes, and then we'll come to the hair aspect and do the same thing to it, so the transition will be smooth. Good. So we come here to repeat the same process. So we are going to do that throughout the whole skin. Yes. So come here, do it for this one too. And when doing that, when you feel the effect is too much, you can fade it. Yes, so imagine I've done, or let's take it to be, I've done this Gaussian blur and I feel the effect is too much. I can come to fade Gaussian blur, reduce on the opacity to a desired choice, and I press OK. Yes, so I'm back to the nose. So for example, the nose like this, the effects should not be too much. So you can see it's really excessive and it's taking out the dimension of the nose. So we have to reduce on the opacity to about, let me say 20 something. It's okay. Yes, to a point where you feel the dimension is coming back. Yes, so I do the same for this one too, and here too as well. So repeat the process throughout the skin. Repeat the process throughout the skin. Yes. Repeat it throughout everywhere we've retouched. For some places are too tiny, we won't tackle those aspects. But places where they are big enough for our lasso tool to select, we are going to do that. So the arms too as well. And sometimes when you're using the lasso tool, you have to separate your shadows and your highlight and skin tones. I mean, when selecting it, yes. You can see my selection is not that perfect because I don't want to consume a lot of time. But when doing it on your own, you have to take your time so you get amazing and perfect results. So okay, will be done in a jiffy. Yes. All right, and here also. The arm as well. All right, so we are done with our high-end skin retouching. This is the part 1, and then if you want to continue this tutorial, please subscribe, like, and also I'll be posting the part 2 of this, which will be tackling the skin tone matching, and then also in the part 3 I'm thinking of combining everything in the part 2. Yes, so we don't make this video too long. So for the part 2 we'll be tackling our skin tone matching, dodge and bend, iron teeth whitening, and then lightening. We'll correct a little bit of the lighting, yes, as well, and then final color grading. That will be the final thing to do. Yes, so if you want to stay tuned, please subscribe so when I post it you get a notification, and then like, as I said earlier, share it as well. And this will be the end for today. Yes, we can see everything, the texture is still intact. All right, catch you guys on the next tutorial. Have a fun time. Bye bye.